The NEET paper leak scandal shook the confidence of lakhs of students. Now, just days before the NEET UG retest, the government has taken an unprecedented step. Telegram has been temporarily blocked across India. The move has triggered a nationwide debate. The big question is, will banning Telegram help prevent another paper leak? Or is this merely a band-aid solution to a much deeper problem? According to NTA, the decision was taken after several Telegram channels began claiming that they had access to leaked NEET question papers. Channels with names such as Re-NEET, Paper Leaked NEET and Private Mafia were allegedly demanding lakhs of rupees from students in exchange for so-called leaked papers. The NTA says many of these were scams designed to exploit fear and confusion among students, but despite repeated takedowns, fresh channels kept emerging. That is when the agency recommended a temporary restriction on Telegram ahead of the June 21st retest. But the question is, why Telegram? Why not WhatsApp, Signal or other messaging platforms? The answer lies in the architecture of Telegram itself. Unlike WhatsApp, Telegram allows users to operate anonymously through usernames. It allows the creation of channels with unlimited subscribers. It enables sharing of large files running into gigabytes. And perhaps most importantly, it allows old messages to be edited while retaining the original timestamp. Investigators believe this feature was allegedly used to create fake evidence of paper leaks by replacing old messages with PDF files after the fact. That editing feature has now been disabled from June 30th. Yet many experts argue that banning Telegram may not be enough because a paper leak does not begin on Telegram. It only spreads on Telegram. If the leak originates from within the examination ecosystem itself, whether through insiders, transport chains, printing facilities or organized cheating networks, then blocking a messaging app may only solve part of the problem. Critics have also pointed out that determined fraudsters can simply migrate to other platforms, use VPNs or find alternative methods of communication. And perhaps for the first time on this scale, the Indian Air Force has been deployed to secure transportation of NEET question papers. Transport aircraft, Mi-17 helicopters are now airlifting sealed question papers to 18 regional hubs across the country. The objective is simple: reduce human intervention, reduce ground-level vulnerabilities and ensure the unbroken chain of custody from printing facility to the examination center. Even remote regions are being covered through military-grade logistics and security protocols. But the larger question really remains, can this all ensure that the paper leak doesn't happen? Professor Kapil Kumar joins us. He's a veteran educationist. Ravi Goyal, a partner, scribe board and data privacy expert, as well as Professor C.B. Sharma. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining me. Let me make an exception this time. Before I go to our education experts, let me go at this point to Ravi Goyal. Ravi Goyal, what do you make out of government blocking Telegram, and why Telegram? Does this make sense to you?
So, Sneha, this is a valid question. I would say this is a partial solution, right? It is going to be effective to curb misinformation. It is going to be effective to curb, panic among students, wherein there would be a lot of Telegram groups or channels who would be advertising that, oh, the paper has already leaked, and people and students would panic. So to that extent, it is an effective solution to curb panic and misinformation. But if the paper is actually leaked, and let's hope that it does not, but somehow if the paper is actually leaked, then, no one would be able to basically, prevent the circulation of the paper. Even if Telegram is banned, there are other platforms, like you rightly said, there are other platforms, there's so many other platforms, it's the internet. People will find a way to get a copy of the paper. So definitely, it's a partial solution, not the, one-stop solution.
How is it even a partial solution? And I'm not asking you this question as, as somebody who believes in what the government has done or not done. I'm asking you out of curiosity, how is this even a partial solution? Is this a partial solution at all?
I would say it's a partial solution, definitely, because the extent of the circulation of a leaked paper, let's suppose if a paper is leaked, the extent of the circulation would definitely be prevented. It won't be that widespread because Telegram is used by, millions of aspirants. There are so many channels available on Telegram, then definitely the extent of circulation would be somewhat curbed. Again, it also depends on the timing when the paper, if at all, and let's again hope not so, but if at all gets leaked.
Professor C.B. Sharma, come in at this point. This, if the paper gets leaked, the spread of it can be restricted if you stop Telegram. The question isn't about that. The question should be, how to ensure that the paper doesn't get leaked. Aren't we missing the point here?
Exactly. This is what I wanted to say. That look, this is not the only platform. The Telegram is not the only platform which can circulate messages and safely. There are virtual private networks and you can circulate through them. There are other channels through which you can circulate. So just banning Telegram will not serve the purpose. There are several channels to do it. If I had done it when I was conducting an all India test and there was a rumor, I immediately came on my network, my website, and said, students, don't believe it. We have taken all measures and question paper cannot be leaked. I assure you, don't listen to them. Do only your preparation because question cannot be leaked. We have taken all measures.
Essentially,
Look,
CB Sharma, are you then saying that to say that the Telegram has been temporarily suspended means nothing when it comes to ensuring that the paper doesn't get leaked?
It means nothing. There are other networks which can work. And by seeing that you have blocked Telegram, you have created a panic. You should have come and said, don't worry, we are not banning, we are ready. And those who are spreading the message that Telegram can be used are bluffing you, don't believe them. I would have done that. What I believe is that government has done a good work by taking all measures. This should not have come in public. And I have taken a stand on your discussion as well, that by continuously saying we are involving army, we are involving air force, we are doing this, you are creating a panic. Don't do that. Students get panic. You should have just come and said, look, we have done all measures, we have taken all precaution, nothing can leak. I assure you as XYZ, this will not happen. Don't listen to them and this will not happen. There are networks which can do that. And I think NTA and the government should have concentrated on making it foolproof, which I have done. I've heard the statement of the NTA Director General, who has given a very good statement. That statement should have come on public platform and for the common people, which it has not. It is circulating on a small group. His statement should have come, put on the NTA net site, on the Ministry of Education website. From him, the assurance should have come. We have taken all measures. Rest assured, students, it will not happen, which you are not. You are creating panic. That's what scares me. That instead of creating panic by saying we have involved army, we have involved air force, we have done this, we have banned this, you are creating a panic. Don't do it. This is not the time for that. And we are in an age where technology you cannot control. You cannot control technology.
I mean, you know, it's very bizarre to hear all of this from the experts, because one would think government has a cohort of some of the best experts. Professor Kapil Kumar, if I can get you in at this point, this seems to be like an echo chamber, because all of you seem to be saying the same thing, and usually we always ensure that there would be a divergent voice, but here increasingly there seems to be a sense that blocking Telegram seems to be more of a after leak measure. What happens after a leak? Not pressing the button to ensure leak doesn't happen. On your screen, Professor Kapil Kumar, you also have military choppers that are apparently, you know, carrying sealed question papers. Scenes that we have not seen in India before.
I'll come on both aspects, you see. Firstly, let me say, Sneha, that all this banning Telegram will do is to make those hackers, cheats, paper leakers, or those who are making money by falsifying that they have the papers, to press some more buttons or some other social media. Whether it is WhatsApp or YouTube or any other social media, they will switch over to that.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you have hit gold, you will ensure you get the best value of gold in every sense, as figuratively as I'm speaking.
No, I'm coming to it. See, as I have used in your programs earlier, this is an educational terrorism and there is a full-fledged toolkit operating on this. How even to, I'm not shielding, I've talked against NTA and I'm very angry at NTA that no structural change has been done there over here, nor has Dharmendra Pradhan moved out. But at the same time, that thing has been used to instigate the youth at all levels, whatever it can, to create different anarchist situations in the country. Now, I have a big question here on the social media. I have been shouting this for last 10 years. That why do we allow such social media which doesn't have verified IDs of the accounts which are there on the social media? I'm not saying divulge that ID to me or to anyone. But when such rackets happen over there, the ID should be there and the people should be caught. Why can't the government impose these conditions on these social media people to be there? Because there is a havoc being created on social media, not only in relation to NEET, but on many other aspects also. So that is one aspect. Second aspect I like to say, it's very good that the Air Force planes are being used and all. But tell me one thing. What are the precautions taken that when the paper reaches there, the examination superintendent, there the paper is not leaked out? And I'll tell you how it happens. Examination superintendent appoints his deputies. He appoints those witnesses on whose presence the paper is opened. Okay.
Right.
And if they decide to leak the paper, they can open the paper much earlier and certify that they opened it at that time only. So unless stringent, strict measures come over there in these matters, these things cannot be done. And my whole thing to the government is that this should not be taken lightly, that by just banning telegraph and all this problem is solved. I had said that a special task force is needed to go into the totality of this education system and all, and look into the loopholes, talk with the people who know grass realities, try to plug those loopholes rather than just taking such a bureaucratic, stupid thing of banning one social media. Why not other social media?
Right. I mean, that's the question I really want to take to Ravi Goyal at this point. You did briefly mention about this, that why Telegram, but really that doesn't explain why Telegram, because even if you're saying the scale at Telegram is much larger, the fact is it's not about the scale of 5 lakh vis-a-vis 10 lakh vis-a-vis multi-million or few thousands. A leak is a leak, a share is a share, it's a crime, futures are going to be destroyed and lost. So it doesn't make sense, at least to me. You'll have to unmute yourself, sir.
Before you end, Sneha, I'll say one line. Before you end, please give me the opportunity.
Sure, sir. Ravi Goyal.
Yeah. So what I understand from the government is, like I said, earlier, they are trying to, contain the panic. They're trying to contain the misinformation. As of now, what we have seen from the press release of NTA also, the majority of the, groups and channels are operating on Telegram. Telegram is the main, as such, instigator where they are claiming, or certain channels are claiming that, the NEET paper is available. It's already leaked. So that's why, since it's the major source and primary source for all this misinformation, they're trying to curb that major source. They cannot, put a blanket ban on the entire internet. Like we said, they can't ban all the platforms as such. So whatever is the major contributor, what they have noticed, that Telegram is the major contributor, and that's why they're targeting Telegram particularly.
Okay. Very quickly, Professor C.B. Sharma, a minute to you, and then I would like to go to Mr. Kapil as well for a minute, Professor Kapil as well. But C.B. Sharma, I think, I'm sure there would be things that NTA would be doing. I'm hopeful. There would be more concrete measures that the NTA would be doing. Wouldn't it have been a far more confidence-building exercise that they went public and transparent with it? And they said, these are the 10 things that we have done to ensure that paper leak doesn't happen. Instead of making a big announcement, taking an entire press release out, saying that the Telegram has been temporarily banned. Again, wrong priorities, wrong understanding of the psyche, wrong understanding of concerns, just not understanding and getting the pulse of what people want.
I completely agree with you, and that is what I said, that look, all eyes are on the DG NTA, Mr. Abhishek Singh, and we all trust he is doing very hard work, and he will definitely conduct the exam very well. He's a very able officer, I know. But instead of coming and saying that, look, we have banned Telegram for these reasons, or we are using army for these reasons, he should have just assured his students that, look, we have made all preparation, just rest assured, it cannot leak. I have taken personal interest and I have seen to it. Instead of that, coming and defending all this should not have happened. Second, whatever you are doing, that should have been confidential. How is the paper being transported, or what I'm sure that the choppers shown on the screen are not exactly carrying the question papers because they would be sent a few days later. So, showing chopper is again creating a panic. That should not happen. How which chopper is carrying the question paper, who are doing it, nothing, it has
Whether
nothing
it
to
be
do
a
with
mock
it.
drill, whether they be carrying
NTA
the sealed
DG,
papers,
NTA
irrespective of that,
DG,
not required. Of course, military grade choppers would know how to ferry question papers. I mean, that doesn't require a
NTA DG, NTA DG should have come and just given that assurance. We are sure he is doing good work. NTA is doing this good work this
Okay.
time. Once slipped, it cannot slip
Okay.
again. So we would expect that he comes up and
So
gives an
completely out of
assurance.
time. Last remarks from Professor Kapil Kumar.
Two very quick points. You blast one educational terrorism launching pad, and these educational terrorists shift to another launching pad. How do you do? Second thing, my question is, why is the Reserve Bank of India in this country allowing these payments through Google Pay and all these channels? The Google Pay today has become the biggest racketeer for hackers, for cyber criminals, and for these payers. How come my banking system, these unofficial private banks are being allowed to create and do these things? Why doesn't the government stop that? Will they get payments then through these Google Pay and all these things? From where these papers were being sold
Okay.
and they were being paid? Why no action on that? Why not stop these illegal payment modes? Under which constitutional or banking rules they are allowed in
All
this
right.
country?
Sir, we hear you. I think getting the crux of what you're really saying is this is selective action is what you're saying. Selective action that amounts
No,
really to
it's
nothing.
welcome, but it should be more action.
Absolutely.
It should go further.
Right. I think it's a very rare case that most people in a panel and specialists, if you speak to, many I have spoken to, they just don't seem to agree with the telegram angle, the step that the government has really taken. It's going to be very interesting if ever we get to know what was really behind NTA making this decision and going public with it selectively as well. Clearly wrong priorities.